first episode.
Welcome to In Pursuit of Luxe.
In pursuit of what?
We here all day, every day.
How you doing?
I'm a little tired. It's been a very hectic morning. Zaniya was late. I just want to say that. Girl always late.
I am working on it though. Let me tell you something, because when you gotta drive further than everybody else, I don't think being late should even be something that's like an option for you. Like, you shouldn't say that I'm ever late.
If somebody say, get here at 1, what time should you get here?
But I left on time, that's the thing. I left on time. Anyway, we're not talking about me being late, okay? We here to talk about In Pursuit of Luxe. So, where did it come from? First of all, what made us want to do podcasts?
I feel like our day-to-day conversations is why we're having the podcast. We talk about our love lives, we talk about our spiritual lives, we talk about what we want for our friendships, which I feel like a lot of people don't discuss. So it's us having an open conversation with everyone else now.
For sure. I feel like our conversations have definitely elevated. And I feel like it's always something, y'all. It's always something. I feel like this is our way of bringing the people in and allowing them in on our conversations. I feel like if these conversations aren't being had in your friend groups or your family groups, I feel like they should be, and this is our way of sparking and introducing it to those who aren't talking about these things.
And if you don't have anybody to talk to, now you have us. So,
let's get into this name.
In Pursuit of Luxe. What's your definition of luxury?
So, when I think about our name and how we came to it, I feel like I want our conversations to be about what a life of luxury looks like, and not necessarily like the glitz and the glams. I say this all the time. Not the cars and the money shots and who you're talking to and it's Benjamin. No, we not. I want to get into the root and the heart of it. Having healthy relationships with those around you. Are you taking care of your mental health? Are you building generational wealth? Are you pouring into yourself? Are you pouring into those around you in the way that you should be, so that they pour back into you? Like, if things are off in your life, why? And I'm not talking about finances, because I feel like there are so many things in this world right now that can be done to build that. I want to get to the deeper things of what a luxurious life looks like, and that to me looks like having a well-rounded life and having everything in your life going well, not just Instagram well, if that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. I feel like a lot of us are living for the gram. I'm not living for the gram. I don't have the time.
Not.
Content creating is not for me. But
hold up, because content creating is not living for the gram. Content I create is...
you have the people who are creating dope content for their living their life in luxury in the whole aspect of mental health, and they're showing that on social media. Then you have the people just posting pictures to look cute and no, there's nothing behind it.
Traveling
they just want
every other month, and I mean,
they got $2 in their bank account. I ain't coming for y'all though. If
yes, we are.
If that's what works for you, I'm listening.
No, that's who we're not coming for you, but we're here to open up the conversation and let you know that's not a luxurious life.
No,
that's what we're here really to talk about.
I agree. And I feel like for me, it's more of, where are we starting with our luxury life? Like, it's bringing in that whole spiritual aspect. Like, I need to make sure my relationship with God is luxurious before any of my other relationships even add up to that. And he's the only one who's going to make sure all the other aspects of your life is okay. So I think when we're talking about living our life in luxe, what is our spiritual lives looking like in order for our worldly lives to add up to that?
To reflect. Absolutely.
Definitely.
And I'm right there with you. You already know. So how has 2022 been for you so far?
2022. It started off pretty amazing. I've been having, I know everybody goes into the year of saying, this is the year, this is my year, this is the year I'm taking over. But I went into this year of, this is the year that God has for me. This is the year where I'm gonna do what I need to do regarding him in order for whatever he has aligned for me is gonna happen. But I need to make sure I'm aligned with him first. So I was promoted. Call me corporate Tish, okay?
Both big.
I got a little frustrated though, because my promotion has been on hold due to some things that are outside of my control, and I found myself in a little bit of a ditch. Real dark, real upset, real frustrated with the world, cursing people out. But we better.
We prayed on it.
We prayed on it.
And our prayers got you through the darkness.
The days that I didn't have words, when I tell you I be leaning on my sisters, my little prayer Bible study group, I be like, yo, girls, I don't got it today. I don't got the words. God, I love you, but that's all I got. I don't have nothing else. And when I tell you my sisters be coming through with the prayers, the text message prayers, the voice note prayers, the 8 p.m. phone calls of just us checking in with each other, it's been getting me through. That happened this year so far. And I feel like all of my relationships have been regarding friendships and my relationship, my family-wise, everybody around me has been having amazing things happen to them. So far, so good. What about you? How's 2022 been treating you?
It's going good. Like you said, it was off to a great start. Okay. And now I feel like we're at the point where something was bound to go wrong, because good things don't last forever, bad things don't last forever. It's always up and down, but that's okay. That's why you have God. But I definitely went into the year the same way you did. I did not go into the year saying, this is my year, this is gonna be this, that, and the third, because I've done that every other year, and it has not turned out to be that way. So I said, I'm not gonna claim my year at the beginning of this year. I'm gonna let him claim it.
Right.
And I don't know what the hell he got planned for me, so I can't claim what I don't know. So right now he's ordering the steps, and we're just walking in his path. What has happened so far? I have definitely been on this path so far of loving self, being all about self.
We love it. We are living for us.
Any and everything she wants, she has been getting. I have definitely began this journey, like I just said, with God, and just putting him back at the center of my life. I just was telling you this yesterday. Whenever something goes wrong, I pray. I don't pick up the blunt no more. Wait, that's a lie. I pick it up occasionally, but he is my first go-to. Okay, and he has really been guiding me, and I can say where I'm at right now in the year is solely due to him. It's been on a great start, and even though it's a little bumpy right now, I'm still blessed in so many ways. So it's been good.
It's been doing what it needs to do.
Doing what it needs to do.
We love a great life.
I don't like that face.
You know,
I don't like that face.
Here for the juiciness.
Oh my gosh.
Who we been rubbing toes with lately?
I don't know what that means.
Who been laying up in your sheets? Whose sheets you been laying up in? Have you been laying up in anybody's sheets? You don't gotta say who, but have you been?
I would never say who. I don't kiss and tell. Well, I'm definitely single. But a woman's got needs. A woman's got needs, and they are being met. Okay. But no, anybody that is here has been vetted. Okay? We not on the just random type time. Okay?
But we gotta vet who our partners are at the end of the day.
Just know she's well taken care of. No complaints over her.
We love it. We love it.
Who you fucking?
I am a woman of God. Got my legs. Okay, let me not lie to y'all.
For
Seriously,
real.
I am in a relationship, so that is who I am dealing with. What? I've been in a relationship for, okay, it's a fake year, and I don't want y'all to think. What is a fake year?
Yes,
he
tell
asked.
them.
He did ask me to be his girlfriend in September, but I felt like it was too close to my birthday. Now, if y'all know me, my birthday is a celebration, okay? So we're gonna celebrate the end of September to the end of October, even though it's October 2nd. And he asked me too close to my birthday, so no, we changed it to April. So we're going into a year, and that's that. But that's my partner. That's my means or whatever. And yeah, he got me.
I love that. I'm so happy for my sister, y'all, because when I say I know you've been through it, because I've been right there with you, ready to bust down some goddamn doors. I am just so grateful to God that He's finally brought somebody into your life who truly values and cherishes everything about you. And the woman that you have grown to become in this relationship, I have never seen before. But that's a good thing because I love her so much. And it's like y'all are literally growing together and promoting each other's growth. And that's also like what I mean by luxury, or what we mean by luxury, and just having like healthy relationships.
Yes.
And yours has definitely been a guide for me. For shizzle.
He get on my nerves, but no, I honestly, it took me a minute to get here.
That's ugly for shizzle. I don't know where the fuck that's coming from.
No, he, for everybody who doesn't know, I ain't gonna say his name out here, but he been my best friend. He been my best friend since we was kids or whatever, and I think being able to, we know each other on a friendship level, it kind of allowed our relationship to be the way that it is. Like, everything's not serious 24/7. We can still communicate as friends. Like, I was open with him as a friend. I'm still open with him regarding our relationship. We don't hold back on things. And he really does love every aspect of me. I could be sitting here crying about nothing. I cry about everything. Don't get me wrong. I don't like to cry, but if I can't punch something, I'ma cry. I'm that person. Like, I cry. I could be angry. I'm like looking at you, and I will just cry because I can't do what I want to do. So now I'm mad. But he holds me accountable. Having a partner that holds you accountable for all aspects of your life is different, because if I said I'm gonna do something, he can be like, so did you get it done? And if you didn't, why? Or how can I help you get it done? And I love that about him. Like, I appreciate him for all that he is, and I think that's important. I think a lot of my past relationships, I saw them for who they could be,
And not for who the fuck they are.
right? And I felt
the moment.
Yep. And I loved them for who they could be. And then when the relationship was doing everything that it was, I was like, this is not the man that I like. But it was never the man. They didn't get to the point of where I wanted them to be. I never really saw them for who they were. So, but that's a conversation that we're gonna have to get into for another day.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that's common. That's very common amongst women, that we tend to go into things and we look at the potential, right? Because we're always about the bigger picture and what something could be. And we're investors when it comes to our relationships. And so we don't mind starting somewhere as long as it gets to where we need to go. But I actually had a question for you. How did it look in the beginning? So you guys are now at this place where you guys hold each other accountable. You guys are open and honest. Did it start off like that? Has it always been like that, or did it have to slowly progress to where it is now?
I think it's always been there. I said we've been friends since we were like 15, I want to say. And we did have like a miniature break of not talking to each other for a minute. But he's always been that person I can run to about everything. And he's always going to tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right. So we've always had that dynamic. Of course, it's grown because now we're in a relationship. So he really not taking a lot of shit that he may have accepted when we was friends. But, and vice versa. But it's definitely It's definitely grown, but we've always had that, no, you said you're gonna do something, how are we gonna get there? Or why are you feeling this way? How can we get you out your slump if you're in a slump? Once again, that started off as the friendship level. And I think being friends in any relationship is more important than the actual relationship part, if that makes sense. If you don't have a friendship, how can you maintain your relationship?
And you know I learned that shit the hard way.
Cause she don't listen to me, y'all. I be speaking, okay? I be dropping dimes. This is why the podcast is here. We be dropping dimes. She don't be listening to me. Zaniya be like, I'm gonna do what I hear you, girl. I hear you, but I'm gonna do what I want.
Learned that the hard way, but a lesson has definitely been learned, and so I know how to start moving forward. For sure.
We love that. We love that. So, our topic of the day. I am not sure if you guys have seen this video. I think his name is TK Kirkland. And there was some other person. I want to say VD Land or something like that. Was it VD Land? Do you remember?
I do not remember names.
Let's pull it up, y'all. I'm sorry. I forgot his name. Vlad TV. They was up in black woman business and I don't like it. Okay, mind your business. If you are not a black
don't
woman,
belong.
don't be jumping into our business. It ain't got nothing to do with you. We not in yours. But
What happened?
they were discussing Rihanna shouldn't be a baby mama. She should be a wife and then she should have kids. She's too much of a powerful woman. She's a billionaire. We know Rihanna got mad businesses. We still waiting on an album, but she got mad businesses, and they feel like she shouldn't have basically degraded herself to just be a baby mama.
And actually, you sent me the clip, and I saw the clip. I could not see the guy who was speaking. Do you know of his race?
I do not.
Okay. However, the African-American guy who was speaking, I did notice how he was trying to relieve or help in a way his, I don't know, partner or co-host, however they're doing this thing, trying to save him in a way by saying, okay, so you think so highly of her, you feel like she should have went this route. But my thoughts on that are, mind the business that pays you, for one.
And Rihanna don't pay y'all. I know she don't.
Fuck all. But two, I feel like it's such an old way of thinking to say that a woman has to be married first, then baby. Like, I think that, first of all, your preference is your preference. If you prefer to get married, then have kids, by all means, do what you want to do. And if not, that's okay too. But my point is, women should have the freedom to do and choose how they want to live their goddamn motherfucking life. Making her a baby mother does not degrade or deteriorate or take away from anything she has done in her life. And I think that's what people need to start to understand.
And I don't like the whole name of baby mama. Like, I really feel as if it should be the mother of their child. And I honestly feel like people turn this baby mama title into such a negative thing. Like, Rihanna, I give girl props, okay? She is a billionaire and she's doing what she needs to do. If she decided she don't want to get married, guess whose business that is? Hers and her partners.
Exactly. She may not believe in the infrastructure of marriage. A lot of people don't, and that's okay. My thoughts and my personal thoughts are a little bit different. I would love to, of course, have a ring on my finger before I pop out somebody's kid. But if it happened the other way around, I'm not all of a sudden like, oh my gosh, I'm worthless, I don't deserve this, I should have been this way. I don't think my brain will function like that. But comments like that, and especially from men, will have women out here thinking like that's the wrong way to do things.
And it's not. It's really, as I said, I would prefer to be married before I have a child. But at the same time, if I'm not, I'm okay with that. And if there's women out here who are actually creating deals with like friends, like, hey, I'm not in a relationship, but I want to have a kid. Can we have a contract where, you know, I have your child? We're not necessarily together, but people want to raise a kid and not necessarily have a partner. And I think that's perfectly okay, as long as you have the means to do it. I think that we need to normalize, you don't have to be married to have a child.
And I think we need to normalize allowing people to do what they want to do with their life and genuinely supporting whatever it is that they do. What's going on in Rihanna's life and her having a baby outside of wedlock don't got nothing to do with not one of us.
No.
I'm rooting for girl.
I want her to be happy. I know that baby gonna be so pretty.
Right? I'm rooting for girl, but it's all about, and I can't force, and I really want society to begin to adopt this mindset of just, hey, if you happy, I'm happy. And that's where it should end. I don't have any other commentary after you telling me you happy. Because that's all I want for people in this life. You only got one to freaking live.
I think this world is just too judgmental when it comes to everybody else's life. Like, we feel like we have to say something. You don't necessarily have to say anything. You don't necessarily have to really think any negative comments about anybody, but we're so into, and especially when it comes to celebrity lives, people are so into picking apart these celebrities to the point where a lot of celebrities are falling apart. Like, we want to sit here and talk about mental health all day, every day, but look at what y'all be saying about these celebrities. Look how in their business you are.
And we pick apart people's lives like your mama wasn't the mama that had you out of fucking wedlock. So it's like the hypocrisy, the double standard is like crazy, because we don't say anything about the man having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 baby mamas and then finally getting to the point where they're settling down and they chose one woman to marry. We glorify that. Oh my gosh, what did she do to change him? Oh my gosh, she's the one. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of him for getting it together. But it's not the same way.
Or even as long as he's taking care of his kids, we
exactly.
good. She taking care of hers. What it matter what how the baby got here or who she with? What? Like, as long as you are taking care of the child that you had, that's all that matters. Now, if you out here having kids and not taking care of them,
that's a whole nother conversation.
That's when I'm not gonna say you should be judged on, but you should have a friendship circle that's gonna tell you about yourself.
There we go. Yeah. And this is that.
We gonna tell you about yourself. I'm sorry. We honest. We're very honest. So, as we are sitting here talking about Black women and all that they are, it is Women's History Month. I'm gonna say Black Women's History Month because I love my Black women. I'm just saying we're powerful. They copy everything that we do. And I want to sit here and put spotlight on them as much as we can. So let's get into that conversation. Who is a Black woman that you feel is breaking down doors for other women period, but other Black women?
I have a few. I'll start with my mama.
Your mama. We love our mamas.
My mama. I mean, her strength is just, I mean, I know I'm a strong woman, but like, mama, like if strength was a definition, it'd be her picture in the dictionary. And I guess that's where I get it from. Her strength, her resilience, her determination to just like make it happen for herself is definitely something I want to emulate and instill in my future kids. For sure. What about you?
I'm gonna agree on the mom part. My mom is a praying woman, because she
Yes,
will pray
she
the
is.
house down.
Yes, she will. Yes, she will.
So, fun fact, we started Bible study this year. Every Monday, a few of my friends get together at 8 p.m., 8:15, depending on the Monday. And we have Bible study with my mama. So, she has really got, she's my best friend in the aspect of, like, I feel like a lot of people don't have a mom that they can go to regarding everything. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still not going to her about a few things because I be looking at her like, you still my mama.
Right. Boundaries.
But I do know that I can go to her about everything. She has prayed over not only me, but all of my friends. If they have a problem with her, they can go to her. And when I decide in a very long time from now, when I decide to have kids, I want them to know that their friends can also come to me. Like, I want to be that safe place for them, and that's what she is for me, and I appreciate her for that a lot, actually. Hey, mama.
I can actually agree. Like, your mom, I could say the day she prayed over me, after that day, when I say and this is not a joke, like when I say my life has literally been changed since then, and this is back in November.
Right, that's when a lot of things was going on.
That's when a whole lot was going on, and
mind you, y'all, she prayed for her over the phone.
Oh yes.
This was not
in the bathtub.
This was no laying hands. This was over the phone.
In the bathtub, sobbing, and just, it's like and I think for me, that's when my new seed of who I was getting ready to become was planted. So shout out to your mother, like, for real.
That's one praying woman.
The power of prayer. Oh my gosh.
She be having me like, am I doing something? Like, what do I need to do to get there? Because God be answering her, okay? Whatever she asked for, I'm pretty sure she done got, because she be rocking the house.
Another woman that I could think of, we both follow her. Actually, you put me on to her a while ago, and it wasn't until recently that I really just started getting into her, who she is, her like her platform. Sarah J. Roberts.
I love
Pastor,
her.
excuse the hell out of me, Pastor Sarah J. Roberts. And when I say she's so relatable, like when I found out her walk of life and how she got to where she got to, she's not one of those pastors that's been, now for those of y'all who don't know, her dad is T.D. Jakes. Well known.
We all know him. We love him.
Love him. But she began her career as a pastor a little bit later in her life. And just to hear about her walk of life and the things she's been through, which are some of the things that I've been through, and to know that she's gotten to a point where she can be about self, she could be a godly woman, she could be a wife, she could be a mother, she's juggling it all and doing it so beautifully. She is definitely a woman that I can say I look up to.
And I love it for the fact that we see male pastors all the time. Every day, all day. I could probably name 100 of them. But you don't see a lot of female pastors.
Absolutely. Which is why I admire her so much, because, and when they say representation matters, like, I'm 25 and seeing someone preach and go through and like have the similar walk of life as me, like, that mattered to me, because that means I could get to where you got. You know what I'm saying? So she's definitely someone on the list of women of admiration.
And she also makes you look at the word differently. I ain't gonna say I don't get it the same from a male, but a woman who has been through stuff that other women go through, it's more relatable. I can understand you better. I know that I'm not alone, type of thing.
Even the way she breaks down the word, and you have Eve in the Bible and you have Mary in the Bible, and the way she's able to break down, like, okay, sometimes I'm Eve and sometimes I'm deceitful, and sometimes I do what I ain't supposed to do, but sometimes I'm Mary, you know, and sometimes I do exactly what he says, you know what I'm saying? And that's true to me, because I ain't perfect and I have my moments, and we all do. So to see someone in that glory but still have that human side, because sometimes I feel like pastors can have a way of making it seem like everything's holy and don't nothing shake, but she doesn't do that at all, and that's exactly why she's on the list of women who I admire.
Y'all saw my facial expression. I'm trying to keep my comments to myself. No. Another woman that I admire. We had to name.
I have another one, but it's not a single woman. This is a collective. It's a group. And I'm gonna say my girls.
We some bomb.
My ride or die.
We some bomb ass chicks. I ain't gonna lie. They doing what they need to do.
All of them. Every single one of them. I don't have not one friend that I can say is lacking in any kind of way.
And if we are lacking in any aspect, we make sure that we support each other. Like, why are you lacking in that aspect, and how can we get you to where you need to be?
Always in a very loving way, of course. We all support, motivate, push. We have these tough conversations, you know. Sometimes Tisha's over here asking me shit. I'm like, why the fuck did she just ask me that? Because in that moment, that question is forcing me to be honest with my goddamn self.
Because if we're not honest with ourselves, we can't be honest with other people. That's just how I feel. Or if we're not honest with ourselves, how do we expect God to show us? And if we're sitting here lying, saying everything's peaches and cream,
and it ain't.
He just gonna keep throwing stuff in our face until we acknowledge, like, everything is not peaches and cream. It's okay. It's fine to fall. It's fine to feel like the world is literally crumbling on top of you. But why? What did you do to make this happen? Or to allow this to happen, basically.
Yeah. And I think that's very important, especially as we speak about it being Women's History Month. I think it's very important to have women around you, and I've said this on my page recently, women around you who motivate you, who push you to be the best person that you could be in this lifetime, but who are also critical of you in a loving way. All of my friends, if it is some shit that needs to be talked about, it's all in a loving way. I don't feel not 1 ounce of judgment. I don't feel like after this conversation it's gonna be had with the next friend and they're gonna be kikiing about what the fuck I'm going through. There's none of that goes on in our friendship circle.
But it's a true friendship circle. Like, a lot of people, and my guy friends say this all the time, girl friendships don't be lasting long. I don't know.
It's not a real friendship.
It's not. Girl friendships be like, I'm done with it. And you know what it is? Girls are quick to be like, I'm done with her. Like, there's no forgiveness allowed. There's no making a mistake. There's no anything when it comes to girls' friendships. But we're human. Yep. Guys will get into a fist fight today
and pound that shit out tomorrow.
Like, hey, bro, let's go out for drinks. Girls will have a tit for tat today and be like, nah, I don't mess with her no more. Like, why are we so hard on each other?
Honestly, I haven't gotten that far in my journey yet to answer where the hell that comes from. I really don't, because I've never been that way. Like, even though I'm just now coming into this new self, I've never been that kind of friend. So it's hard for me to speak from that perspective because it doesn't resonate with me.
I think same. I think I've had friendship, we've been friends since 2015.
2015.
Jesus. Yeah, and most of my friends are that long, if not longer. I don't really have any new girls in my circle, and it's not that I'm not open to making new friends. I love meeting new people, and I love getting to experience new friends, but I feel like we grew together.
Absolutely.
We started at basically rock bottom. We've seen each other at rock bottom, and we've supported each other through rock, and that's why our friendship is the way that it is.
Absolutely. I can 100% agree with that. I also feel like it takes a certain level of understanding amongst your friends to grow with them, right? You have to genuinely love your friend for who they are. You know, like, not, I feel like, okay, let me backtrack. When you have the friend groups that, one, there's click here, there's click there, and there's constant drama, there's constant going back and forth, I don't feel like there's any substance in their connection. Why are you that person's friend? Not just because I could call this person and when I'm ready to pop out, they're ready to pop out. That's fine. I believe you have friends for every different thing, but there still has to be more substance to that friendship so that it's not so easy to be like, you know what, I'm done with her. Do you get what I'm saying? I could call Tish for anything. If I'm ready to, and when I mean anything, I'm like, let's go bungee jumping. She may pause for a second. I'm gonna go, but we going, and then jump out of the airplane. But that's not the only thing about our friendship that keeps it alive. Like when I say this is my sister, like we are sisters, just not blood related. Like she adds so much value to my life, and I feel like when you are developing these friendships with girls, you have to vet whether or not they add value. And it's okay to dismiss a friend or a female before they even get to a friend because you notice they don't add any value to your life. It's okay.
But some people want, like, I don't think they're looking for friends. I kind of think they're looking for paparazzi. They don't want people that's honest with them because when you have people that's honest with you, you have to look at yourself in a different light that a lot of people are not ready to look at themselves in. And it's crazy, but you also have to get to a space where you realize you're not the shit. You're not. I'm sorry to say it. None of us are, like, yes, we are amazing, but you're not the shit. You're not. You have, everybody
I'm sorry,
has.
I beg to differ. I have my moments and my imperfections, but I'm the shit.
Okay.
According to
I am going to say this again. We are amazing people who aren't the shit. Like, we literally, like, we all have flaws, and a lot of us in our generation don't like to see our flaws.
Yeah.
We don't want to look in the mirror because we're scared of what we're going to see. So you want to have people around you that's going to be like, yeah, girl, you're doing great. Or even if you're in the complete wrong, they're going to be like, oh, I understand you.
Like, it's okay to say, no, I don't. What the fuck are you doing? Get your life together.
Zaniya before compared to Zaniya who Zaniya is now, if Zaniya was to come to me today, like, I'm about to go bust this man's window out the car, I would be like, Zaniya, would God bust his windows out the car? Like, what are you doing?
He wouldn't, but he would send an earthquake that would.
Y'all see? Y'all see?
I'm kind of joking.
Wow. Let's get into a conversation of when do we feel like we entered this part of our womanhood where we can be accountable for who we are, we can look in the mirror and we can accept all parts of ourselves and not just the parts that we want to accept.
I said it not too long ago on this couch when your mom poured into me. Actually, it was a little before that. That was the seed of the new growth. But I feel like the door was opened around that time. I was on the back end this time of putting hurt onto someone else. And that in no way was me. I have never been the one to cause somebody else's pain. I am always aware. I'm too understanding. My mind is always open. So, and I'm very selfless. But in that time, something transpired where I wasn't. And I hurt somebody that, like, I really cared about. And that made me pause entirely. Because it was like, who the fuck is this? And I really had to fucking look in the mirror and look at the things that are not so great. Because it's like you said, sometimes you don't want to look in that mirror. Because the way you have been functioning has been okay. But it wasn't. You know, I still had a lot of flaws that weren't being tended to or taken care of or addressed. And so I can say at that moment is when I began to blossom in who I am today, because it called for me to be extremely self-reflective and honestly like pick apart who I was and rebuild myself back up. It was like, nope, I don't like that about me. Nope, that's not okay. And so it forced me to begin to walk in the light of who I thought I was, but I obviously wasn't, because if I was that person, that thing wouldn't happen. And so it called for me to truly walk in the person who I wanted to be. For me, I can say that's really what happened. That's really what happened.
You had to look yourself in the mirror.
I had to look at myself in the mirror. And it took for me being on the other side, because when you're on the side of always getting hurt, it's easy for you to point out what they're doing wrong. Although you may have some shit with you too, it's still easier to point out what the other person's doing wrong, because their wrong is more clear than your wrong. But in that situation, your girl was wrong, and I couldn't have that sting. Like, that shit did not feel good. Hurting somebody, like, that shit did not feel good at fucking, like, you know, the fuck, I'm sitting here talking like you don't know.
They don't know.
I could not sleep.
Homegirl was.
So I had to really
Look at yourself.
look at myself, and that's when it started for me.
I can get that. I can definitely understand. Elijah. So, my enter into womanhood. Yeah.
Hi.
It's okay.
Thank you so much for letting us use this space.
What do you guys need it? I'm sorry about the people.
They're okay.
Appreciate you. Just hit me. He did,
Alright, babe.
you gonna have to tell me that.
Alright, babe, I got
Have a good one, man.
You as well. My enter into womanhood. I would say it was after my breakup. I was in a relationship for 2 to 3 years, I would say, in college and my first year out of college. And I was broken. Like, when I mean I was broken, I think I cried every day for about 6 months. Meanwhile, through that, I was not shit. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was a not shit person. Because I was hurt, I didn't want to hurt other people, but I felt like, I just didn't care. And not to say anything bad about my ex, but we were in a relationship when I was still young, and I thought I knew what I wanted, but I also was trying to be so much for him that I completely forgot about myself. So when we broke up and I was by myself, I didn't know who I was. I had no idea who this person was. Like, when I looked in the mirror, I'm like, who is this girl? Because before him, I was like, I did what I wanted to do for me. It was all about me. And then I got into a relationship and it turned into, what does he need? What does he want? How can I make it easier for him to come back to me at the end of his workday or whatever? So it took about 2 years of me looking at myself in the mirror and having my sisters, like you guys and my older sisters. My older sisters, they don't play. And they're completely honest. And I remember the morning we broke up, my oldest sister Monique came in the room and she sat there and she's like, Artisha, you gotta get over it. She's like, you can be in your feelings right now, but this is only temporary. And we did yoga all summer while drinking tequila. It was a great session, I'm just saying, y'all. I went out with her almost every weekend. My sister Megan was a little upset at us, but his homegirl was pregnant, so that wasn't our fault. She was carrying the baby. But they really held it down, and so did you guys. And I also took the time of figuring out who I was. There was no more pouring all of me into somebody else without me pouring into myself first. So me taking those 2 years of finding myself and being able to see, why did I lose myself in the relationship? What did I allow to happen that caused the ripple effect of me just completely losing myself? And I think that's why I'm here. I think I've learned so much from that relationship, but also learned so much from the whole having to learn myself and wanting to be able to be the woman of God that God is calling me to be, but also the woman that I know I can be. And I know when I entered into my next relationship, there was certain shit I wasn't taking.
Yeah.
I'm not
Because
taking.
you know yourself now. You know exactly what you want, what you don't want, what you like, what you don't like.
Knowing your love languages. I think that's important. I've realized what my love languages are and how I want to be loved, and not accepting anything less than that. Like, I don't care what type of day you're having. You're not going to take your anger out on me.
Yeah.
I don't care if you are in like the deepest hole ever. Yes, I'm going to help you get out of that hole, but you're also not going to take all of the emotions that you have in that hole and place it on me. Because once I have to start carrying your emotions and we're both sitting here in the dark, there's a problem.
Who's gonna lead us to the motherfucking light?
There's a problem. So I think that's when I entered into this whole state of, Artisha, who are you? And why are you here? Like, what's your purpose?
The thing that I'm noticing that we both said is that time for self to develop who you are at the core with no distractions,
None at all.
is very important. And that's why I've claimed now the time of growing into the womanhood, because from 2018, I believe, is when I got into like my last relationship, up until
Technically, it was
end
really
of-
2015. Y'all started talking in 2015.
no.
When y'all met in Philly? You talking about this one?
Yeah.
That was your birthday in 2015.
No, it was not. In 2015, we started college, girl.
No, oh yeah, I'm sorry. I lied. We started talking. Sorry. My bad. 2018 is
It
right.
was 2018.
November.
Yes. So from 2018 up until the end of 2019, no, those dates not adding up.
2018.
Case in point is-
2021?
No,
2020. You wanna say 2020?
2020. Yes, to the end of 2020.
Yeah, because we all went through our breakups at the same
Yes.
time. When I tell y'all everybody was going through a breakup, it's like every day it was somebody new. Like, girl, we broke up. The next girl, and I'm just like,
That
what
was
is going
simultaneously
on?
when we reconnected
Right.
as well. But from 2018 to the end of 2020, like you said, I was pouring into somebody else. You get what I'm saying? And we were still in college when we met. I had no chance to develop who Zaniya was as a person, like at all. So it was very easy for things to move and mold me and shift me into a person who I thought I was, but I really wasn't. And then even after that breakup, not really taking the time for myself, and jumping right back into something. So now I'm at the point where it's like there are no major distractions. And I'm able to pour into myself and figure out who the fuck I am. What do I like in life? Do I like the windows open when I sleep? Or do I like them closed? Just little shit. But you need the time to really figure out who you are as a woman before you can pour into anybody else. A friend, a family member, a man, a child. Like, you need that time for self.
And I feel like we get into relationships, or especially when we were in college, we got into relationships acting like wives and not girlfriends.
And it ain't not a goddamn carrot on my motherfucking hand.
Making sure they have food when they got home, making sure, right,
Cleaning.
washing clothes. Why you ain't washing my clothes? What about me? What about my needs? What about me? Like, we were literally trying to be somebody's wife and not being somebody's girlfriend. Like, you can be an amazing girlfriend without taking on those wifely responsibilities.
But now we understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But it took time for self.
To
Because
get
when
there.
you have that time for self, you find your self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize, why the fuck am I doing wifey shit for somebody who I'm just dating? For somebody who I'm just a girlfriend for? You get what I'm saying? Like, you begin to understand that you deserve more. I deserve...
Or even someone who isn't, like, giving you what you need. Somebody who's not literally watering your growth. Like, they're not watering your seed
at all.
If anything, they're drying up that dirt. They're literally making it hard to just breathe. Yet we're going to continue to pour. So you're right. Like, our self-love journeys and just getting to know ourselves has to be the main priority before we start diving into relationships, any type of relationship, as you said. And I think everybody needs to take that time. Not just women, men too. Like, there's a lot of men that pour into their relationship, and the girls are misusing them. They're not understanding where you guys are coming from, and they feel like they have trust issues because of their past relationships, and now they're placing it on you. So I think in all women and men, we all need to take a moment to actually learn ourselves, every aspect of ourselves, understand who we are before we dive into a relationship, and not necessarily accept everything that comes with the person we're talking to.
But that comes with knowing yourself, you know, because when you know yourself, you know your tolerance level. You know what you're willing to accept and what the fuck you're not. And that's very okay. I want to break this norm of, like, sticking through shit. I told Tish my last relationship was the last relationship that I will ever have the mindset of sticking through something. I don't give up, okay? We ain't sticking it through the mud. We not doing that. We are not doing, like, and this is not to say that you're not gonna have your problems or you're not gonna have your conflicts, you know, but when you get to the point of feeling like I gotta stick it out, it's too much. It's too many things going wrong versus things going right, and that's with every relationship. Family, friend, significant other. That sticking it out shit,
It gotta go.
it has to go.
I'm not a stick it out person. I'm
has
telling y'all
to
now.
go.
I was, but as of now, I am not. Okay, you got your problems and you are not dealing with them. Guess what? I can't force you to deal with your problems, but what I can do is leave you with your problem. I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave you there, and I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna pray for you. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna pray for you, but I'm not gonna carry on the baggage that you refuse to acknowledge.
Energy is very transferable. So if you are in a relationship with somebody, like, and when I say relationship, I'm referring to all kinds of relationships. When you have a relationship with somebody, and like we say all the time, we feel each other's energy when shit's going wrong. It'll be times where I text you and you just send a good morning and I'm like, what's wrong? Because through that I could tell something ain't on. Like, so when you have days where it's constantly something going wrong or left, that energy is gonna shift to you, and that's who you're going to become. I truly do believe in you are the company that you keep. I believe in that shit wholeheartedly. And so for your self-preservation, sometimes it's better to let the shit go than to try to stick it out. Because that person has to stick it out for themselves. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if it was my husband, I can help you only but so much.
If you're not willing to help yourself, there's nothing that I can do for you.
And yeah, absolutely agree. Is that our challenge for the people?
I think that is our challenge for the people.
To begin to sit with self, figure out who you are, you know?
To see if you're accepting shit that you should not be accepting. And stop it. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen overnight, but allow yourself to know it's okay to leave that person. They have to figure it out by themselves. Don't feel like you have to take on your problems and theirs while they're not taking on anything.
And I cringed a little bit when you said by yourself, because I don't want anyone to feel like they go through anything by themselves. But you just have to be very aware of the company you keep. And if it is leaking over into you, it has now become a you problem. And you have to make the decision on what you are going to do, like I just said, to preserve yourself. And that ties back into our in pursuit of looks, you know, in pursuit of being a person who's living a luxurious life and making sure that you're preserving your energy, you're caring about your mental health to the point where you're not allowing anything or anyone to really shake or shift it.
And I want to speak on behalf of the people who may not be able to look themselves in the mirror right now. Once you do decide to look yourself in the mirror and you feel like you are putting a lot on the loved ones around you, maybe it's time to take control over your life. It's time to go to therapy. It's time to find that friend that you can talk to. Because I know a lot of people who feel like they don't have anybody around them that they can talk to. And I know I say go through things by yourself, but that's not necessarily what I mean. Find your, like my sister circle. Find your circle of people that will hold you down, but hold you accountable. But you also have to be able to hold yourself accountable. Don't sit here and go to somebody when you have no intentions of actually fighting your battles. That is right. We had an amazing time talking to all of you. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Continue to listen to us on Apple, Spotify, all the major platforms. And
That's a wrap.
we love you.
Peace out.
Podcast done.